Hello, guys. Now we're dealing with one of the problematic issues in describing sentences, the difference between a sentence and a sentence fragment. What a sentence is? A sentence is a complete thought. What is meant by complete thought? It is rather than talking uh, using capital letters at the beginning and giving subject and predicate, the sentence must give a comprehensive thing, a meaning. For example, I can say that she's smiling to me, or he traveling to the moon, as I told you before. He traveling to the moon. Is he traveling now? Will he be traveling in the future? Was he traveling some other time in the past? Has he been traveling for a long period of time up till the present moment? I don't know. That is why I cannot say that traveling is a verb. Now, what a sentence is, what a complete sentence is. A complete sentence is a sentence, a group of words that give a thesis, give a comprehensive thought, a complete thought. It must have a subject, the actor in the sentence, the agent, the one, the doer of the action. It must have a predicate. Predicate is the completion of the sentence. For example, if I say that John has been awarded the Nobel Prize 2 times up to now, who is the subject? John. What is the predicate? Has been awarded the Nobel Prize. So it gives a meaning. If you want to ask a question, who was given the prize? The subject, John. What was John given? He was awarded. This is the verb. So it is a complete thought, and you don't feel that you need to ask any questions to know what a sentence is. So a sentence, a complete sentence, is a complete thought. That's why it begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. This is in the written form of language. In the spoken form of language, it's followed by a pause. Look here at these examples. John waited for the bus all morning. I know that the subject is John, the predicate waited for the bus. Or John waited for the bus all morning in the rain last Tuesday. Again, more details, but I can summarize the sentence in two elements. John waited. Consider some other examples where you have fragments. A fragment is an incomplete sentence, as I told you. They are incomplete because they lack subject, or they lack the verb, or they lack both. For example, I cannot say that in the garden is a sentence. I can say that children are playing in the garden. The children are playing is enough to understand the situation. So in order to have a sentence, you must have a subject, you must have a complete verb. But in some other cases, you can find subject and complete verb, and still it is not a sentence. For example, when you say, after he had graduated from college, and I make a pause, you would ask me, what happened? So you can say, he traveled abroad, he got married, he joined the army. So I can say this was a dependent clause. After he graduated from college, it doesn't give a thesis, it doesn't give a meaning, it doesn't express a complete thought. That's why I call it dependent, because it cannot stand on its own. After he graduated from college, a dependent clause. He joined the army. This is the thing. I can say he joined the army and you understand me. You don't feel like asking any more questions. If you study hard, so what? You will succeed. This is the sentence. You, is the subject, will succeed. That's the verb. There are some tricky examples, like the imperatives. For example, when you say, stand up, shut up, don't make noise. These are to be treated as complete sentences because the imperative form entails that the subject is you, because you cannot give a command, you cannot give an order to a person who is absent. That's why when I say stand up, it is like you stand up, you shut up, you come here, you don't make noise. So you is the subject, and the predicate or the complete verb with the complements is called the predicate. So again, uh, there are some tricky verbs that make you feel that they are verbs and they are not. As I told you before, the first example is the gerund. I cannot say that traveling is a verb. I cannot say that playing is a verb because, as I told you, playing can be is playing present or was playing past, has been playing present perfect, had been playing past perfect, will be playing future continuous. So the word playing itself doesn't give a complete idea or doesn't give a comprehensive idea when the verb was taking place. Another example is to plus infinitive. To plus infinitive is not a verb. I to go for a jog. To go for a jog is not a verb. I decided to go for a jog. That is past. I'm planning to go for a jog. That is future or present continuous. I will accompany my friend and ask him to go for a jog. This is future. Okay, so to go, to plus infinitive is not a verb, so it is a fragment. When you use the participle clause, the participle clause is driven, caught, gone. When you say driven to school, the children driven to school. Again, this is not a complete sentence. Clearly, I have a subject, the children. What about driven to school? Do you mean the passive form, they are driven to school every day? Or you mean to tell us what happened in the past? They were driven to school, or they will be driven to school, or maybe they are the agents, they are driving, they are the ones who drive. The children have driven to school. So as you can see, that driven in itself is not a verb. So it must be accompanied or it must be preceded by the helping verb. Will, be, is, am, is, are, have been, has been, and so on. Okay, so again, now let's summarize things. A complete verb is a verb that has a tense. It is not a gerund, ing. It is not to plus infinitive. It is not participle clause. It is not attached to a relative clause. For example, I can say, the mechanic who repaired my car, and you pause. I would ask you, what of him? What happened? You can say that, okay, oh no, I forgot to tell you, he got married. So the sentence is, the mechanic got married. The mechanic made an accident. But what about the dependent clause, who fixed my car? Who and that and which and whose, all the relative clauses are things that are not to be complete, are not to be considered complete verbs because they don't clearly give a tense. They don't clearly tell the act when the action happens. So again, please, you pay attention to the sentence. If the sentence has a subject, a clear subject, a complete verb, then it is a sentence. If the sentence contains any of the above mentioned gerund, to plus infinitive, relative clauses, and participle clauses, no, this is not a sentence. And please consider them as dependent clauses, and the independent clause is the real sentence. For example, feeling bored, Tom decided to hang out with some friends. Feeling bored is not a sentence because I don't know who is feeling bored. Okay. And when he was feeling bored, maybe he was feeling, but John decided to go out for a jog is the sentence.